I don't know what you mean.
All right. Yeah, we're just gonna make it weird.
I enjoy making things weird.
We've noticed. Okay. All right. Hey, y'all. Every entrepreneur hits this moment where you're showing up, you're posting, you're emailing, you're doing the social media things, you're doing all the stuff, all the right stuff that everybody tells you that you're supposed to do. But instead of conversions, you're met with crickets. And I don't mean like the game with the balls and the hammers. I mean like silence. Or worse, you get compliments and absolutely never do those compliments turn into clients. If you're feeling this way and you're looking at your inbox and you're like, everything is just so dry. If you've ever thought, I'm doing everything right, why isn't this working? This episode is for you. Welcome back to Charm and Strategy, the podcast, where we don't just tell you to manifest success. We kind of give you a roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit like finding the One Piece, you know?
Makes me think of Dora the Explorer, you know? Back.
Yeah, we all kind of have our own, like interests, That's a good one. Dora the Explorer is a great way to have the map. And yes, we will get you over that bridge, through the forest, and across the mountain to the One Piece. With that being said, I'm Miranda, and I am your motivational business strategist, aka motivational badass. And I'm here to make sure that your message isn't just pretty, it's pretty profitable.
And I'm Lorraine. I was forced to do this. I'm more of a behind the scenes kind of person. I'm doing this because I love her, and she made me do it.
Come on, Lorraine. Don't sell yourself short. What are you very knowledgeable about?
Things and stuff.
Lorraine is an operations badass, guys. Like, she will get better at the face-to-face camera nonsense eventually.
Me. No problem.
She has some really good insight. I would be nothing without you. And I hope everybody on this podcast knows that. And that will come from a later date. But with that being said, Lorraine literally brings like structure and foundation to everything that is me. And today's episode, Lorraine, what is it about?
It is about branding.
And brand strategy in particular, not just a logo, which we'll talk more about that later.
Building a magnetic brand.
Because brands, they need some kind of foundation. They need some kind of clarity around who you are, what you stand for. Basically, no amount of content will convert if you do not have a brand strategy.
Everything needs structure.
And if your brand voice sounds like a combination of Canva and ChatGPT and they decided to have a baby together, okay, you're on the wrong show. This is not Maury Povich. It's time to fix your brand. We have to do something better. So let's break this down. So, as always, before we dive into the meat of the episode and actually talk about things that you guys care about, we do a little intuitive card pull.
Can I touch your deck?
No, for the third time, no. Are you going to do that every episode?
Yes, I am. I think it's funny.
It's hilarious. You're very cute. It's adorable. All right. Nice. We pulled the High Priestess, which this card is all about your inner knowing and your self-trust and your emotional stability and the wisdom and knowledge that you have, which goes really well with our podcast today because we're talking about branding. We're talking about discovering who you are, discovering the truth, that letting that inner you pop out in everything that is your brand.
Showing up confidently as yourself.
But also providing the things that need to be revealed for yourself, which that's what the High Priestess is all about. That inner clarity. So let's get some inner clarity today.
So this is something we tell just about every client we meet. Branding is more than just your logo. It's not just your colors. That's your visual identity. But your brand is about how you make people feel when they interact with you.
Don't you have like a Maya Angelou quote that we both really love? Because I feel like I've said it so many times.
Yes, I do. You know, she always said people don't always remember what you say or even what you do, but they always remember how you made them feel.
Your brand identity is like a vibe. It's like energy. I don't really like the word vibe. Nobody does. But it is what people say about you when you're not in the room. It's how you show up. It's how people communicate to others who you are. And listen, I know that this sounds like fluffy and foo-foo and, oh, they're just talking to talk. But it is truly actually the foundation for trust with your clients.
You know, your brand, it really does build trust, you know, and it creates the recognition, but your brand sets the tone for how you make people feel, and not just online, in person too.
Because if your brand is just strictly based on like what you like how many times have we sat down with somebody and basically when we asked them like how they curated this or like what they did, they're like, oh, I just kind of go off what I like.
This is my favorite color, but this color doesn't evoke the right.
I wear green every day. Are you talking about me? No, she's not. She's not talking about me because I wear green with a purpose.
You do?
It's
there
part
is
of my brand.
Beautiful purpose behind why you wear green.
Exactly.
I love it.
And your brand does not need to be based upon what you like. It needs to be based upon what your audience connects with. And sometimes those two things overlap. But if they don't, that's the one-way ticket to the scroll hole. What is the scroll hole, Lorraine?
I don't know. I usually have a hard time finding it.
That's right, because you're really good at brand clarity. Thank you, Lorraine. The scroll hole is basically when people just literally scroll by you and they put you in that hole. They put you in that place where they're never going to see you again. Deep, dark, and awful. All right?
So let's get deeper.
Yeah. And let's talk about magnetic brand and what it starts with. Because it starts with purpose, right?
Yes.
It starts with finding those values of what you stand for. Who do you help? Why does your business exist beyond just making a sale? If you're only in it for sales and you have absolutely no other reason to do business, please, for the love of goodness, close your business.
So take a moment and just on a piece of paper, write down what your purpose is for your brand. Like for us, Charm Strategy, our purpose is to be a support for business owners. Oftentimes, business owners, entrepreneurs, they can get overwhelmed and they may not know who to turn to or what to do when they don't know what to do.
Or what questions to ask. Like, who do you help?
Yeah.
I can guide you. Hey, who do you help? And ask those right questions. Mm-hmm. We're here as kind of, strategists and consultants. Like, there's lots of words for it, but we are not coaches. I hate that word. That word drives me bananas. But with that being said, you really do need to know all about what your business is and its purpose. And when that is clear, you stop trying to be everything to everyone. And your content and your purpose, it just kind of also starts writing itself. Your offers make more sense and your audience truly can feel it.
You're more authentic and that connects with people.
And I'll say, like, we made this mistake when we first started, right? Like, we tried to be everything to everyone, and I think we're still refining it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, there are a lot of things we can do, but not everything we should do, you know?
And people can tell when you're aligned with them, right? And people can tell when you're not. And, not everybody's your client. And I think for a lot of entrepreneurs and us too, like, that's a hard fact to, like, swallow. It's like, but I can do everything for everyone. Yeah.
You should.
Exactly. And that disconnect right there, it shows up in your engagement. It shows up in your sales. It shows up in your confidence. It shows up in everywhere, like all of it. It shows up everywhere when you have absolutely no idea who your target is. And you should have a target. I'm not saying you have to niche down. You can be a jack of all trades and a master of none, but there's a certain target demographic for that and psychographic for that you have to find. And we always say that it's not just about like being seen. Like you can be in front of 1,000,000 people, but if 1,000,000 people don't need what you're selling,
if you're in front of the wrong 1,000,000 people, it's not nearly as powerful as if you're in front of that one that is the right person.
Exactly. And there's a big part to branding about being understood. Mm. That's what gets you visibility. That's what gives you clarity. And instead of being just noise to a bunch of people, you can be the right thing for the right person.
So now that you've defined your purpose, it's time to define your voice. And we're not necessarily talking about tone or catchphrases.
You're always enough, babe. Always.
Everybody loves good catchphrase,
Did I do that? That's fucking hilarious. I'm not editing that out this one. Oh, man. That was like the worst impression of that ever.
It was terrible.
Failing matters, Lorraine. Jeez.
That was the first one that came to mind.
But it's your actual brand voice, right? Like, what does that sound like?
Do you want to be bold and direct? Do you want to be playful but informative?
Calm and wise? Yeah, that's not me. Wise, yes. Calm, no. Never. I'm a hyperactive gym junkie. There's no way that I could ever be that. Ever. And I think this is where a lot of people like go down wrong rabbit trail, right? So they like are going different places. So like their captions will sound one way, their videos will sound another, and then like you can tell that their emails are written by ChatGPT because they're trying to sound more professional than their voice actually is. And then their website, it might as well just be their competitor's website because they're just copy pasting something else that they've seen to try to keep up with the competition. And I'm going to tell you a little secret, guys. It's okay to be authentic in who you are, and it's okay for your brand voice to show up even in your email. Our email is silly, but like we're silly. Mm-hmm. We're professional, obviously. I sit here as in my crop top, but it shows up. Like we say charmingly. Yeah. Charm team.
I always try to express our enthusiasm for helping our clients in our emails.
Yeah, instead of just being that generic, like, thank you so much for taking the time today to be part of this, blah, 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 however.
I'm so excited to be a part of your journey.
We use a lot of exclamation points because we do. We do. Like, and it's that, like, I don't know, anytime we start a new project, like, I feel like we have just as much excitement for it as our clients does. Mm-hmm. We try never to have more excitement than they do because that's bad. But it's part of our voice, our silliness, our whimsicalness, the fun part. Like we try to bring joy to everybody who's around us, and we're motivational, right? Like nobody's gonna leave my office without getting a little piece of unsolicited advice.
And also part of the fun of being an entrepreneur is loving what you do. And if you can't have fun while you're at work, when you're the boss, like what's the point? Might as well just go back to working for somebody else.
And with that being said too, think about the last 5 posts that you posted. Mm. Do they sound like you? Do they sound like your brand? Could somebody tell that it was you if there were like no pictures of it being you on there? My answer to this question is absolutely. They could.
Yeah. I don't post on my personal page, because I like to be a ghost.
And if you're not sure about any of the stuff that we're talking about, because we're starting to get down a rabbit trail, we had a quiz. We sure did, and we made it fun because we are fun people. And it's pretty accurate, I would say. And at the end of this episode, when we say that the episode's over, we will take our own quiz. That way we can show you that, hey, like this is real. This is works. The quiz will be in the show notes, and it doesn't cost anything to take. Yeah. Just a little check.
And I'll give you some insight into who you are and how you want to show up.
And now let's talk about that thing called structure. We're trying to build this brand that converts, And what does that look like? Well, brands that do have high conversions, they have some of these qualities, right? So they have a mission, right? That explains why you exist. You have to have that purpose. It all goes back to that purpose. Purpose, 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 purpose. You get one thing from this episode. There's going to be two things that you need to get from this episode. But the very first one that's really important is that you have to have purpose. You have to have those values, and people have to know why. Because the next thing is clear core values. People need to have a reason why they want to talk to you. And they want to align with who you are as a person, whatever that may look like.
Your core values will definitely make you more attractive to the right audience, too.
And again, not everybody is your cup of tea. So it's okay to be a Monster Energy drink.
And those core values can help you define your audience.
Which is also really important. You have to know who's coming and looking at you, right?
Who are you talking to?
And who's buying or drinking your Kool-Aid? Hopefully it's not laced with anything. We are not cults here. But
you do want to start one.
That's not for the podcast. That's a whole different conversation. Okay. Back to the list. So, yes, you need to have a defined audience. So you need to have something that is tangible for you to grasp when it comes to your audience. So you need to know their demographics, their psychographics, who's buying your stuff. You have to have them. And the other thing that's really important too is like consistent messaging and positions where you are the solution. Like you need to be in a position to be the solution with your consistent messaging. Because if you're not, you are never going to convert. If you are not a solution to any kind of problem, you will not convert. And that messaging that you have, it has to be consistent. If you're all over the place, if like one day you are saying you do X and then the next day you're saying you do Y and it's like a completely different target demographic, that's going to just destroy your brand. I would also say everybody's favorite part and what everybody thinks is the most important part of the business, but it's not, is visuals. You have to have visuals and they have to reinforce what your brand is. You don't have to have a little icon that says you're chef when you're a chef, but your branding has to reinforce who you are as a brand.
And a lot of people like to start with just the visuals, right? But then, and that's because it is the fun part. But when we meet with our clients, we have them define all of those things for us before we start working on their visuals.
Because it's one thing to have like pretty aesthetics, but if you don't have those other things, if you don't have that structure, you don't have that foundation, you literally just have like a vision board with no plan.
It's pretty, but it's kind of a mess.
And it's a good looking mess, kind of like when you put lipstick on a ghost, okay? It's kind of cute, but it's still invisible.
That visual's gonna haunt me.
It's kind of like who you are, you know, like it's kind of like my Tinder dates. Like they always ghost me. So, and they don't wear lipstick. So that's the thing. But if you are not sure where to begin and you're all sorts of confused and you're like, why am I listening to this podcast? Here's why. We have a brand quiz that we would like you to take and give it a shot. It's short, it's punchy, and it gives you real insight at how you show up in the world. And we want to get eyes on your business. We want to help you. We want to give you all the tools so that you can have your brand not only be seen, but convert.
And now we will take our own quiz.
And
drink our own Kool-Aid.
We will. We're going to do that.
While she's prove it's not laced with anything.
And while she's pulling up this quiz, you can access the quiz down below. If you want to schedule a free consultation with us, we'll walk you through everything we talked about in this episode. We'll walk you through your voice, we'll walk you through your positioning, and we'll fill in the gaps for you. And we'll make it kind of fun. We're kind of silly. It's kind of a good time. And remember, the second thing that you need to remember, other than you have to have a purpose, is your brand is more than a logo. It's your message, it's your energy, it's your invitation, it's how you show up in the world, okay?
It's how you make people feel.
And it's what earns people's trust. So let's get it right the first time. So take the quiz, book the call, and we will be there all along the way. That way we can help you create a brand that works just as hard as you do.
Because we love being your support.
We do. It's our favorite part about our brand is we get to have a people-pleasing complex that actually is healthy. That's what my therapist said. I found a healthy outlet for that behavior. Anyway, with that being said, we're going to take the quiz now. So if you want to end the episode here, go for it. If you're interested in watching us take this quiz, keep on watching, y'all.
All right, Miranda.
Okay.
If your brand were a person, how would they introduce themselves? A. Hey, so happy you're here. Let's make something amazing together. B. Hello. Welcome. I'm here to help you get real results. Let's get to work. C. Hi there. We believe in doing things differently and challenging the norm. Or D. Greetings. We take a thoughtful, strategic approach to ensure success.
It's a combination between B and C, but I feel like I get really excited every time somebody talks to me, so it's probably A.
I was thinking a combination of A or B.
What is B?
Hello, welcome. I'm here to help you get real results. Let's get to work.
No, that's interesting that you think that. That's funny. And this is why we have a brand together.
Mm-hmm. All right. Hey, so happy you're here. Let's make something amazing together. I think we should go with that one. That's very much us.
That's both us, yeah. Interesting.
All right. How do you want people to feel when they interact with your brand? Energized and inspired? Confident and ready to take action? Like they found their purpose? Or clear, informed, and strategically supported?
Why can't it be all of them?
Well, it can't be.
Because I would say each one of those has one of our branding words in it. Like, gosh, when you made this, did you? This man.
I made it hard. It's tricky.
I would probably go with again A or C.
A or C.
But you pick this one this time.
I would say A, personally. Energized and inspired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like that kind of encapsulates all the others as well.
Yeah. And also, every single person that comes across our door, we want them to, feel
like they can do it.
Yeah. And they can do it with, all by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Just with training wheels sometimes. That's okay. Maranda and Lorraine size training wheels.
Which statement best aligns with your brand's mission? We help people push boundaries and take bold action. We provide expert guidance and proven strategies. We create meaningful connections and inspire change. We simplify complex ideas and make strategic plans accessible.
Definitely C.
Definitely C?
Yeah.
All right, let's go with C.
And I'm not Charlie in and out on this. It's definitely, I know I've said C every time, but definitely C.
What's your brand's communication style? Upbeat, fun, and high energy? Confident, direct, and results-driven? Empathetic, storytelling, and purpose-driven? Clear, precise, and structured?
It's all of the above. No.
I'd say A.
Yeah. I'll take your up on your A, but all of those things are...
What kind of content resonates most with your audience? Are you ready?
Yes, I just spit water out really badly.
Motivational, bold, and trend-focused. Educational, data-backed, and tactical. Inspirational, personal, and emotionally compelling. Strategic, analytic, and process-driven.
I'm going to say it's a combination of A, C, and D.
A, C, and D? Not B?
No. That didn't resonate with me. What's B again?
Educational, data-backed, and tactical?
No, but I know why that would resonate with you, because when people talk with you in our company, that's what they get. But when they talk with me in a company, they get a combination of A, C, and D.
Which one do you want to choose?
Which one do you think I should choose?
I think you should choose.
I'm going to Charlie out this one.
And Charlie out this one.
C.
C. I think that's the least one like us.
Really? You don't think we're inspirational?
I do. I think,
dude,
A.
We're gonna go be talking in front of like 350 women and like.
Well, you'll be doing the talking there. I went with C. Just fucking. What drives your business decisions? Passion and excitement for what's next. Data, strategy, and proven methods. A desire to create deep, meaningful impact. Or a need for clarity, efficiency, and long-term planning.
I would say C or D.
I would say C for sure. Efficiency and long-term. Yeah, C and D. Which one?
We're going to Charlie it out. Alex, thank you.
Which phrase best describes your brand's leadership style? Bold and risk-taking, logical and calculated, visionary and heart-centered, or methodical and process-driven?
C and D. What do you think?
I went with C.
C.
What's your brand's approach to problem solving? Jump in, adapt, and figure it out as you go?
I don't know if you guys noticed, but Lorraine made this quiz. I did not. Just so everybody knows. You're welcome. This is the first time I'm actually like reading the quiz or like getting to take the quiz.
Why are you giving them that disclaimer, Miranda? Why?
Because it does not sound like me. It sounds like you. Go ahead.
What is your brand's approach to problem solving? Jump in, adapt, figure it out as you go, assess the situation, develop a strategy, and execute. Look for root causes and emotional connections. Analyze data, find patterns, and implement structured solutions.
B, C, and D.
Let's go
D.
Yes.
You can answer that.
This is what we do when we storyboard a thing.
That's true. Mm-hmm. We use the whiteboard a lot. Like, if you don't own a whiteboard, get a whiteboard. Best tool ever.
How does your brand stand out from competitors? High energy presence and trend-setting ideas. Expertise, knowledge, and trusted authority. Authenticity, connection, and emotional impact. Precision, organization, and a structured approach.
A or C? What did you choose?
C. If your brand was a social media post, what would it be? A viral challenge or bold statement that gets people talking? A well-structured, informative post with key takeaways? A heartfelt story that resonates deeply with your audience? A structured guide or step-by-step tutorial?
That's really hard because I enjoyed A. I'm unsure about B, but
yeah, that's
C. It could be C. C is very on point with me. And then D is also an option.
I'm also torn between A, C, and D. All of these above.
What would you pick? You can pick this one.
I'll go with C.
We've been Charlieing out this. Like, dude, if only I did that on my ACT, I probably would be a Harvard or something.
What type of clients are naturally drawn to your brand? People looking for excitement and motivation. Clients who need a clear, expert-led roadmap. Those seeking inspiration and personal transformation. Business owners who value efficiency and structured plans. I think B.
Say B one more time.
Clients who need a clear, expert-led roadmap.
I would agree.
Which of these best represents your brand's visual identity? Bright, bold colors with energetic design elements. Clean, professional aesthetics with structured layouts. Warm, inviting visuals that evoke emotions. Minimalistic, sophisticated, and highly organized.
I'm going to say A or C for 300, Alex.
Yeah, same. I'm going to go with A on this one. Mm-hmm. What is your brand's biggest strength? Getting people excited and engaged. Offering expert advice proven strategies, inspiring change, and creating meaningful impact, bringing structure and clarity to complex ideas.
I would probably say structure and clarity to complex ideas. What would you say?
I'm torn between C and D. I went with D. Which quote best represents your brand? Go big or go home. Success leaves clues. Follow the strategy. People will forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel.
I feel like if we don't answer that one, I feel like we're doing our whole episode a disjustice because that's facts.
Failing to plan is planning to fail.
I would say C. But I gotta tell you something about that quote, okay? Yeah. And this is why I just like, ugh. So that particular Maya Angelou quote is like literally what I live my life by. So every time I like go to the gas station or like do whatever, like I try to make that a meaningful conversation. Even if I'm just like the one person who makes somebody smile, just that one moment, like that is my goal. Like my goal is to just be that little sunflower in somebody's bad day.
I love that we were like on the same page there with this episode too.
No, that's important. Like the way you make people feel, no matter what your brand is literally the most important thing. Because if you make people feel icky, they will not buy from you.
So tell me this, Miranda. What's the ultimate goal of your brand? To energize and empower people to take bold action, to establish trust and deliver consistent expert guidance, to create meaningful change and inspire growth, or to provide clarity, efficiency, and strategic direction.
I would say C or D.
I'd say C.
I think growth is like another quote that I always say, like growth is the most important thing. Like you should always be growing as well. Like, you know, you can love other things, but if you're not focused on growth, it's not a good thing.
Is everyone ready for the results?
Yes.
I will let you read it.
Oh my goodness. We are a purpose-driven brand. Your brand personality. You're heart-centered, mission-driven, and deeply connected to your audience. Your brand is all about creating meaningful impact and building a community around your values. Actionable next steps. Share your origin story and personal journey. Authenticity builds connection. Use branding that feels warm, inviting, and human. Thank God we're not lizard people. Focus on storytelling and marketing. Emotionally connect with your audience. Align your brand with a higher mission or social cause. Build a loyal community. Engagement is more important than hard selling. Straight facts.
So what do you think? Is it an accurate quiz?
I think so. Because I think so we are very purpose driven. Like,
absolutely.
I joke all the time about having a Jesus complex, but I truly do love serving people, and I know you do too.
Yeah.
And I think being those supports, like, even when we play video games, we're always the support in video games. You know, at one time that we played D&D together, and I was going to carry everybody on my back. What the hell? But with that being said, you know, when we create these quizzes and these things, like, we want you to use them as a resource. You know, and maybe we're not your cup of tea, and that's okay. But hopefully that resource is helpful, and it's a free resource. You can grab it in the show notes. And next time, we're going to be talking about something cool as well. So we will see y'all next week. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can shoot us a DM, a text. Subscribe to this. That's always a plus. The other really cool thing, too, is if you do book a free consultation, they are free and they are 30 minutes. And you do get actionable steps out of those free consultations. So even if you think, oh my God, I can't afford somebody like this, we make the most of those 30 minutes because we just genuinely want to help you. And we want to show you with our actions that we are a brand worth trusting and that we can actually give you actionable steps to move forward.
So don't be afraid to actually book that session.
Yeah. It's nothing crazy. We just send you out a really long questionnaire so that we can make the most out of that meeting. And, you know, we do prep work before we do those consultations, which is also about that transparency piece. So, with that being said, bye, y'all. See you next time.